What's up, everyone? Welcome to another video. In today's video, I'm going to give you guys my top 3 stocks for this coming week. I'm going to talk about the long setups on these stocks and the short setups on these stocks, and possibly, where to enter and where to exit using call options and put options. So I'll be giving you guys all of those levels, the price levels that I am looking for, along with what kind of chart setup it is. And of course, I'll also be talking about the SPY and what I think the overall market is going to be doing this coming week. If you guys want to catch every single one of these plays, link to my Discord group will be in the descriptions below. You can go ahead and click on that link, join the Discord, and sign up through the sign up channel right here, which will allow you to gain access to the Discord. Make sure to sign in with your Discord account when you do go ahead and sign up. That way, it'll automatically give you access. And the prices for the room is going to change very soon. It's going to increase for members who are already in the room. Their prices are going to remain the same, but for anybody who's new, the prices will not be the same anymore. So get in before I increase the price, because the price is pretty cheap compared to every other Discord room out there for the value that I provide. So things that I provide are certain, like this: the alerts every single day, daily alerts, long-term account that I just recently started, and I am depositing $100 every week, bi-weekly, so every 2 weeks. And I'm building a nice little long-term account. I'll make a video on this sometime soon, talking about some of these positions and why I like them. But these are mainly like dividend companies that have really high growth potential and incredible business model. And of course, you got the member chat area, and of course, a big one, morning notes. Every morning I post a morning notes giving you guys my long and short on a couple of stocks that are moving for the day, and I think are going to be moving for the day. And you can see Roku was a really good one on Friday. Snapchat was one of the big ones that we made money on. Intel short was really cool. Team short was really good. Nvidia long was really good. SPY was a really good one. There's a lot of plays that I play from my morning notes. And even if I am not, let's say, here for the day, I always post the morning notes for people. So in case I'm sick or in case something happens to me, there's at least something that you can make money off of. And this is where the morning notes come in handy. So huge thing here that a lot of rooms out there don't really do, which I'm surprised they don't, because this is not that hard to make. It's fairly common to do so. You make a watch list and you make money off of it by trading that watch list. And proof is, the people that make money in this room, trading Roku and SPY, some good profits, like the Google 170 calls. Look at him making $1,000 on a $4,000 account. That's pretty damn good, right? Really good wins from a lot of members here. And a lot of members do their own thing as well, and they make good money as well. So great room, great community. Hope you guys enjoy it. And if you do sign up, you also gain access to my course, my day trading course, part 1, part 2, and then advanced lessons, which I have to put more lessons in, but when I get a chance to make them. So yeah, catch these. This is a lot of benefits that you get for a very cheap price. So don't miss out on the cheap price before they go up. And let's get straight into our top 3 stocks. First, let's talk about SPY. Why I like SPY, and SPY being how it can move this coming week and what I'm expecting from SPY this week. So the first thing is SPY, we got our gap fill, right? We had a nice gap fill from last couple of videos that I made. If you guys watched them, I talked about how there's a nice little gap right here from like 500 all the way down to 495. And we filled that gap, and that was a really good short the past 2 weeks ago, right? And then we had a really nice bounce after this gap fill all the way back up and balancing out this huge drop on the SPY. So what are we looking for heading into this coming week is, well, first things first, we want to take a look at where the support currently is. And one of the big support is a 93.50 to 95 area, right? That's a pretty nice support. That's where we bounced off of here, and we came all the way back up to 510. So what are we looking for heading into this coming week is we are looking for this 510 breakout on the SPY for a long setup, right? If 510 breaks, well, guess what? You can see how populated my 4-hour chart is, because over the week I've been looking at this 4-hour chart. So let's redraw this and let's take a look at it. Well, we have a nice inverse head and shoulder here with a very beautiful breakout earlier this week, which was the break of 507 or 507.50 into 510. So now we want to break that 510. That's very, very important. Break 510, we have more upside. Well, how much more can we go up? Well, then we have this 4-hour fair value gap, and this is the gap fill on the SPY from 510 all the way up to 513. That is a 3-point gap that you can take advantage of if SPY breaks to the upside, right? So long setup, so call options. You can go for a 511 call or a 512 call and try to catch this move of 3 points to the upside. Above that is gonna be potentially our downtrend reversal. So if I were to take this high of 525.50 and I draw out a downtrend line right here, well, then we have the 513 as our downtrend resistance. If we break above this downtrend line, we have room towards 515 and then back up to 520 and above, because that is the downtrend reversal. It looks a little easier on the daily chart if I draw it out. If I go to the daily chart right here, and then I draw it out, here's a downtrend line, and if SPY breaks through that 513 and goes above it, well, we have a downtrend reversal, and we can take advantage of this downtrend reversal and try to make as much money as possible. Now, on the downside, we still could go down a lot, right? You never know what news is going to come in the middle of the week. A lot can happen, and we can see SPY coming back down. Your next area of short is going to be a short under, I would say, 507.50. That means that it's going to fail this uptrend that is currently on the 4-hour chart in the short term, and it's going to pull all the way back down. And where will it pull back down? Probably this trend line right here. So it has room to go all the way back down to like 500. If 500 breaks, we go down to 495 to 493, and then that's where the weekly levels come in, where we can go down to support at 490. Under 490, we have support at 475, 480 area, and then under that, we have a major support at 450. So yeah, lots of room to go down, but also could bounce back up to all-time highs again near 524, depending on if it fills this 3-point gap and then downtrend reverses, right? So watch out for these levels. These are very important and always worth keeping an eye on. And of course, these are levels that I'll be day trading in the live sessions every day that I go live on. So really cool setups, a lot of rooms to play, a lot of momentum, a lot of volatility that we can expect from the SPY this week. And those are the levels that I am looking for, support and resistance levels. Now, let's talk about our top 3 stocks. The first one, Netflix. Netflix, I mentioned this one in one of my previous videos, and while it's still a play that we have to keep an eye on because it has been building itself after its earnings. Earnings was really good, but market reacted to it very negatively due to, I believe, Netflix saying that they are no longer going to be posting the quarter by quarter subscriber numbers, which is short term. Nobody likes it, but it doesn't really matter in the long run because it's not like they're not gonna grow. They're still a really good subscription business model, and just a good company overall. So it's short term, it's bearish, but long term is bullish. So personally, I think this has more upside, but I still want to keep an eye on for the downside as well. So there's 2 possible plays here, right? One is the long and the other is the short. So what's the first long? Well, the first long is above 580. You go ahead and you fill the gap to 600 to 605, right? Pretty simple, straightforward long setup. The next is the short. The short is short under 540, and you go ahead and you fill the gap down towards 500. That's it. It's very straightforward. The pattern here is a gap fill pattern. You are going to have some support here on the daily chart at 536 because that's where we have the support from here. So under 536, you have a complete gap fill all the way down to 500. So those are the 2 levels. Just watch out for those levels. 540, 536 break, get into gap to 500. Obviously, try to catch most of it, like 5 to 10 points, and then keep like very small position as a runner for more if you want to catch more. Don't bag hold a position that is up like 20, 30, 40%. Make sure you sell most at 20, 30, 40% when you're playing options, and then leave the runners for the 100, 200, 300%. Don't try to hold the entire position and play for the huge drop. That it's not like it's gonna do that, right? you cannot expect that from a stock. You have to always be mindful of, short-term volatility, and the stock can go up as well as go down really quickly. Like you can see Netflix went from 580 all the way down to 540, back up to 580, back down to 550, and it's very volatile. So you need to go ahead and take profit, and at least take majority of your profit when you have the move, and keep the runners, keep small positions for the home run trades. Don't try to get a home run trade on your entire position. That's the fastest way to give back profit. All right. So watch out for this Netflix levels. Pretty simple. Not my main watch, but definitely a stock that I'll be keeping a close eye on heading into this coming week, because it can still do a lot. Number 2 is GE. This one is building a really nice setup here. Now, first thing to understand is GE released earnings, and earnings was really good, and so the stock has been gapping up. Now, after it gapped up from earnings, right, it created a peg candle, which is called a power earnings gap up candle. And what we look for from a power earnings gap up candle is, after the gap up of earnings, we want consolidation and then the break of earnings highs. And so that's what you're getting. You're getting consolidation for the next 2-3 days. And then we tested on Friday the earnings high level. We're close to the earnings high level. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for a long above 163.65. Long above 163.65. For a nice run into 165 to 167. That's kind of the idea. So about a 2 to 4 point to the upside. That is what I'll be looking for a call option. I'll probably do the 165 call as my call option and look for a 2 to 4 point move to the upside. Take majority of my position at 165 for profit, and then leave the runners into maybe 166, 167, and so on and so forth. As for the short, there's only one good area to short it, and it's honestly like right around this. If I go to the 4-hour chart, it'll be a little bit easier. Right around this area of 157. Short under 157, we can take it down into the gap fill towards like 152 to 150. But yeah, like I'm not really too fond of the short here unless the market itself, the SPY itself, is very weak. I like it more as a long setup because the long setup looks really good. It has earnings as good news behind it, so it should be a multi-day runner into 165 to 167. So watch out for that. Really cool setup. I really like it. Final stock, and this one I believe could be one of my big winners this coming week, is Snow. Now, this is a very interesting play, right? We have a huge drop on Snow since its last earnings. And this is because in the last earnings, Snow said that their CEO, the CEO that they currently had, is going to retire and give the role of CEO to another person who is, has been working with the Snow for a while. Now, it's usually short term that tends to be a negative impact because the guy who ran Snow brought Snow into the public IPO, right? And then grew Snow a lot, right? But Snow fundamentally is a good company. It's an AI company. It's a cloud company. It works. It's a good company that's extremely cheap right now. And recently I've seen a post where institutions have been raising position on this stock because, again, it's extremely cheap. It went from 237 all the way down to 140, which is a big sale on this stock. And I do believe that recently it also had a couple of upgrades somewhere, which I hope I can find it now. Maybe I won't be able to find it. But forget all of those things. The main thing to look for is, well, the stock is extremely beaten down and it has the potential to bounce. Now, what I really like is this chart setup right here. First things first, we have a nice downtrend reversal after this falling wedge. Beautiful downtrend reversal into a test of resistance around 160.50. So what am I looking for a long? Well, I'm looking for the 160.50 as my long. Break of this 160.50 or 160 if you want to go in a little bit early. Break this, we go up to 165 to 170, right? It could do an inverse head and shoulder first. So we have a nice little shoulder right here, big head, and then another shoulder is building. So shoulder builds with support around, I would say 157 support, builds the second shoulder, breaks 160, we go long. right? If it falls under 157, take it down to 153 to 155. So that's a nice little short setup that you can take. But I'm leaning towards it being a long because the setup here is incredible. It's been beaten down. It's in the long-term weekly support area. Look at all of these support zone right here. It's inside that zone, and this stock can do some serious bounce. And even crazier is it has a massive fair value gap above 168, and I mean, like, it can go up to 200. That's a huge gap on the stock that we could take advantage of. So I am very interested to see how this stock plays out. If you go to the monthly chart, you can also see that the stock is starting to bounce off of its trend line. Literally, this is the trend line on the monthly, and it's looking like it might bounce. Now, obviously, if this trend line breaks and snow breaks under 145, it has room down towards 130, 140, 138, 137. But I'm thinking bounce here, bounce back inside the gap, and get some nice long setups on it. So Snow, my number one pick for this coming week. I really like it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you guys want to get into the Discord, link will be in the descriptions below. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.